This is Michael with DrawingTeachers.com. We're going to draw a skull today. This won't be a totally anatomically correct skull, but it will be a kind of cool looking evil skull. What I'd like to do is draw a rectangle, divide it into three parts like that. This part should be roughly square right here with another third added onto it. So if you draw a square and then draw another third onto it, that'll work great. So taking this lower rectangle right here, let's go ahead and cut a corner out of it here and cut a corner out of it there. And then what we'll do is right here, we're going to do a triangle and a triangle, just crossing this part right here. And on these edges, I'm going to come down like that, and then come in and cut down. And this is where the row of teeth will go right here. Alright, so let's place the eyes. Now normally a skull, an eye, and a skull socket's going to be sort of a rounded rectangle like that, but we're going to angle that part off right there a little more to make the skull more evil, basically give him a furrowed brow. But again, it's kind of a rectangle here, and we're cutting that corner off right there, and we give him a furrowed brow, make him look kind of scary. Alright, so this part up here, what we're going to do here is we're going to add on a skull cap, and it's not really a half circle, it's sort of like the top of a mushroom on there, and then let this part come up, creating the forehead area right here. Alright, so now we'll work on that a little bit, round that off a little bit. Alright, and now let's put some eyeballs in this skull head here. And just to continue to make him look evil, tuck that eye center, that iris and that pupil up underneath that furrowed brow bone, so to speak. And then let's round that out a little bit. And there's a piece of bone that runs right through the middle there. Alright, so now we want to hollow out, give shape to this part right in here, and we want to shade that in a little bit, kind of help give this form. Okay. So down here, this is where we have this row of teeth. We'll pop a couple of teeth in there. Go ahead and keep this sketchy right now, and then he's going to have another row of teeth right down here. And the way that jaw is going to connect is with this line here, and you may need to extend it down a little bit. We're not working on dead-on accurate proportions, but just make sure you got room for a chin. And then right across the teeth here, let's make a point where the jaw comes down and then cuts into the chin. Right across the teeth. Okay, like I said, this is not going to be a totally accurate human skull, but it's a fun skull to draw. And then bring that down in a curve to the teeth there. Alright, so now we've got a little work to do here with these eyes. And I'd love to see your skull, if you can upload it to the gallery at drawingteachers.com, or send me a comment with a link to your video, link to your skull. Alright, so there is the beginnings of a cool looking evil skull. And what we can do too is right around here you're going to have some cracks in the plate, the head, and we're going to kind of emphasize on the shading here some. All right, time to go ahead and ink this in. Let me find my black marker. Alright, before I ink this in, I'm going to take the kneaded eraser. Kneaded eraser is a stretchy kind of eraser. You can use a hard eraser too. And I'm going to lighten this some. The neat thing about the kneaded eraser is you can roll it on your drawing and it will lighten the eraser mark, or the pencil mark, sorry. And also pick up all that eraser garbage. And with the hard eraser, you can come in and remove some of your construction lines. I like to use a paintbrush to brush off the eraser garbage. Alright, so now that we've gone over that with the kneaded eraser and lightened it, let me start in with the eyes. I'm going to leave a highlight, cut a little square into that there, cut a little square right there. Come around with the iris. Come in with the eyeball. Go ahead and give that some bloodshot veins. And then let's cut in the bottom of the brow. And I don't even care if the sides here are exactly identical, because this is a fictitious skull. I'm going to make that brow kind of bumpy there. Alright, and now there's a crack right here where this brow connects to this bone on the side, and we're going to kind of just make that jagged. Alright, now for the nose, I actually want to build a little bridge of a nose in there and then cut this. I'm going to cut this a little lower, make a correction here. Leave this little bone in the middle. Shade this in. Put some shading right in here. Alright, and now let's see the teeth. My skull's going to have bad teeth. And then bring some lines up right there from between the teeth. Alright, and this one over here, a little more shading right in there. Alright, it's looking good so far. Alright, come up from the brow area here. And over here, get that in, get our cracks in. And we'll go ahead and get in the top of the head. Let's skull here. And shade this part over here. Alright. Let's give some form to this brow here. We'll put a little bit of shading in there, a little shading in there. And right down here we're going to shade that part. Get a little shading under here, just to emphasize protrusion of these bones. Alright, now for the jaw. Now right here across from teeth, there's sort of a bump right here. That is called the angle of the jaw. And a little curve right in there down to the chin. Little insertion points for the muscles down there. And then we'll cut back some teeth. Just coming right off of these teeth right here. Those teeth just hook right up on there, and they're also going to have some little creases in the bone coming down from there. Alright, let's shade under here. To push that piece back, we'll actually shade this whole side since the light's coming more from this direction. I'll shade in a little bit in here. And this part actually just goes into nothingness back there. We can try shading it in too, just to help that pop out. Alright, and there you've got one evil skull, and I think just a cool couple of cracks down the top, like he's been smacked in the head. He looks a little cross-eyed, a little crazy, doesn't he? Can darken this, make him look even meaner.
What are you looking at? The lesson is over. Go to drawingteachers.com and draw more fun things like me, the evil skull. What? You're still here? I said the lesson is over. Over. It's done. Now go and draw something. Draw something. Or draw me, but it's over. Goodbye. Really now, go. Go. It's time. Somebody please end this lesson. Is it over yet? Hey. 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 We need to end the lesson now. Okay, well, I think they're out to lunch.